All right, we're back, and this time I want to just go over some like beautifying. So if you look at our app, it's not very good looking. I mean, this just goes here, and then we have a huge plot, and it's. I mean, we can do much better than this, right? I want this one to be right here, and I want this to like you see that these are all together, or they are like dependent on each other, and so we want to beautify. We want to make some style, and there are a lot of ways to style apps as well. How great! So just to like give you a small background on how things are styled on a web page, if you don't know, if you press inspect here, you will get, and all browsers virtually have this, you will get some dev tools out, and you can expect each element. So this is like, what are they all made of? Okay, they're made of that, and then every element in these small lines here are actually HTML elements, and every HTML element has some style, or it should at least have some style. That's what we see in the window here on the right. So let me just like make this large and here. So let's take a look at this window. So what it says is, okay, from like a lot of options of how everything is going to be looking like the size of the font, some height over here, like the color of the font, background color, a lot of stuff that we can do. And I mean, what's great about this is that it's also reactive. So like, I want to change, like these are my access select inputs. Let's say I want to change their background color to be something really dumb. Let's say like fire brick color. Oh, that is beautiful, isn't it? No, it's not. But this is just to demonstrate to you that all these elements have these styles behind them that are determine how they look. And what Shiny does, it like delivers these inputs and gives them style beforehand. So it means that you don't really have to style them if you don't want to. They have this basic style that is very neutral and gray and good for prototyping at least. So, but we're gonna use these styles, or use the function that Shiny has for what's it called, to make this app a little bit beautiful, more beautiful. If you refresh here, by the way, it just starts over again. Great. So let's go back to our app. So what I wanted was that all the inputs or all the options, configurations that we can do are grouped together in something more pleasing, visually pleasing. So what Shiny has is a way of like ordering how the UI will look, and that's something called column. It's a function, and it has a width. And it's not like 500 pixels or anything like that. It is just 1 to 12, just integers 1 to 12. So 12 would be the whole page, 6 would be half the page, and 1 would be just 1/12 of the page. I think we want like a 3 width maybe. And here I wanna put this all in a well panel. And a well panel is just a fancy word for put a background behind whatever goes in here that is that kind of groups it all together. So I want my inputs, so that's these functions right here. Yeps, I want them in there. Move that comma, and place that comma there. Okay, let's see. Oops, let's see if this did anything special. Hey, so you might see now that we have put everything in this little gray box here. This is the well panel. And the width of it was what we called in the column. So I think we can make this much smaller if we want. So let's try and do that. I want to make this like 2 right here. Let's run this again. So like if I change that to 2, hey, it's much smaller. Very good, very good. Now I want you to be here. How do I do that? Well, so we kind of want to put this into a column as well, right? So if that one was 2 and there's 12 in total, like the column width, maybe we can just say you are with 10 now, but that's kind of big, so let's just say 9. And you are here, and let's see if this places it beside it. Could be, maybe not. The boy, look at this. Well, for me, I don't like this plot. It's too long, and it's too short in height, or the height is too small. So let's change this. What plot output comes with is, let's see if we can do anything here. It has a width, alright, so it says image width or height must be a valid CSS unit like 100%, 400 pixels, or auto or whatever. And well, this might seem familiar to you. The CSS styling that the function was just referring to, well, that's what's in here. So you see this width is 1300 pixels or something. Let's see if we can change this. It's not letting me change it here. Can we do it here? 500 pixels. Oi! It went really funky, but at least it worked. So that's kind of what we want the function to do for us right away. So let's go here. We say width. I don't want you to be, well, actually I'll say you will be 6, but I want the height to be like the whole page, 800 pixels. Will this work? Hey, look at this. Fantastic. So now this plot is much more pleasing to the eye, and you'll see it still all works. There's no problem with this. Very good. Everything runs, everything's reactive, just as it was before. Good. So that's the first part. Now, just a quick another thing. You might have noticed that this screen keeps popping up. That's because I will have this muscle memory to press Ctrl S, like every time I make a change, which means I'll save it. So you definitely should save your work every time you've done something. I just haven't done it because I was more focused on the tutorial, but let's say I want this to be saved. And usually you just save it as app, like this, boom. And what this gives you is, instead of pressing Ctrl A and then running everything and then saying read this, you can just say run app up here. Let's see, run app, oh, it ran. And what's great about this is that you get some trace back. So remember that error that we had in the start. So that means every time I started this, it was right there. Let's try again. The error is right there. Oh, what is that error? I cannot read it, but it's now caught up here. It was as well before, but there was no stack trace. Well, now when I've saved it, everything is much more clear. It says warning error in if. So my if statement is wrong. The argument is of length 0. So that means, well, the argument doesn't make any sense, at least. So, and it says, it even gives me a line number. It says 42. Let's go over here. 42, right here. Boom. It's true. It's my if statement. Let's try to fix this. Well, the thing is, when I load something new, apparently this doesn't make any sense for a little while. So let's say you won't run until you have the input x-axis, maybe? Let's see if this works. I press Ctrl S, it saves. Let's run it. Hey, the red error is gone. We've made our app a little more beautiful, it's more useful. And so yeah, that's just a small introduction to how to style your app. I think our next tutorial will be how to get user data in here, how we're gonna store it, and how we're gonna update all our inputs to what the user uploads into our data. We're not gonna use databases or anything yet. Maybe we'll come to that, but right now we're just gonna store it locally. That'll be the next tutorial. See you then.